Welcome to ProductOS26. It's a very exciting time to share with you. The team has been so busy working in the last 12 months on things that really make a difference to our clients. And we want to refer to that as our release notes. What have we released? What have we shipped? What have we done in the last 12 months? Thinking about how does that make a difference to our day-to-day? And we think about how does that make a difference to our clients? And how is that impacting us as a team? We're going to go through that within PPC. We're going to go through that with local SEO. We're going to go through that on Smart Sites. And of course, we're going to go through that on Say Hello. A large part of what we're doing is what the team does on a daily basis, along with tools we've built in this new AI-driven world that allows people to deliver the best quality work at scale in a way that makes an impact and work more enjoyable. We're then going to talk a little bit about the roadmap. What does the roadmap look like for the next 12 months? Again, within those 4 core products, and technology really plays a core part centrally to everything we're going to do. And we've been busy working on some really great stuff that we've shipped, along with some stuff we're going to ship. And the engineering team has been building some things that are just unbelievably good, that I feel so incredibly confident that nobody else in the UK is doing this, particularly with these businesses that are so small that almost are always forgotten. And we haven't taken that approach. We talk a lot about how in-ad people work for Mike and not Nike, but Mike needs that help. And we want to bring that in a way that truly is world-class, in a way that we can actually look at it and think, we know nobody else is doing this. We've also got some really exciting announcements on new products that we're going to be launching that we feel that fits the market needs in a way that we haven't really addressed in the past. And we've also got a product upgrade that we feel is going to make a big difference to the clients coming on board. You're going to be seeing from lots of different team members what they've been working on, and you're going to see the absolute passion that they bring every single day to make a difference to all of our clients, small businesses to medium-sized businesses. And we will really want to come to work and make sure that what we do every day really makes that difference. So look, I can't wait for you to meet the different team members, for them to share with you what they've done, what they've got up to, and what's going to come next. When we generate leads for our clients, we're thinking about what's the best strategies to help them with that. On the PPC side, we're incredibly good at being able to do that. What we've really doubled down on the last 12 months is once they land on the website, what happens next? And that's where the Smart Site team has really started to grow in terms of what they can do and the impacts they can make. And boy, has it been good. We've really been able to get meaningfully into the nuts and crannies of what actually makes a website perform well and have an impact on that performance. And the team has really taken that in a really positive way and really taken into their stride. We're also looking at obviously the impacts that we can make with Say Hello and making sure that when that phone call comes in, that form gets filled, the team is able to effectively ensure that Ella steps in and helps out. But lead generation has also become about the tools we use every single day to get the best possible performance. Now, you'll hear that in the last 12 months, we've been able to make an impact on optimizations, which means that using AI and automation, we've been able to ensure that every single client has an optimization made that is impactful and meaningful to their performance every single month. It also gives us even more time to then review accounts not doing so well and look at the strategies to have in place to get the best possible performance. And that came from Otis. We obviously deployed Ad Gen, and what Ad Gen allowed is for us to be able to create campaigns quickly. And as we move forward, we want to get more data being fed into Otis, more data being fed into Ad Gen to further improve performance. Ultimately, it's all about how much can we deliver improved performance as quickly as possible, leveraging the best technologies. And what's been amazing is we haven't gone to a shop and taken something off the shelf. We've actually said, what do we think this should look like? And then we've built it ourselves. And the engineering team have done a phenomenal job with that. The one area we still needed to nail was tracking. And we broke that down into 2 parts. The first part, regularly checking that tracking is running and working. You'll find out more about that and you'll see more about that. Being able to see if a website does have tracking set up and running is absolutely key so we know if we need to take action. And then secondly, being able to automate the tracking setup and being able to connect to the back end to be able to set up tracking and get a lot of that done. Where we then see that going is bringing those 2 tools together so it checks if tracking is working, and if not, It goes in and fixes 80% of the normal things we would take time to be able to do to ensure that tracking is kept up to date at all times. And that's been incredibly exciting. Where the real progress I feel, particularly in the last 6 months, has been felt is inside of local SEO. We've got a really experienced, knowledgeable, passionate team that want to create the best possible impact through SEO for these small businesses. And what we've been doing is building through Cleo the ability to build content plans when needed at different stages of the journey, be it at the very beginning, be it as their first campaign is coming to an end, be it because their performance is not going the direction we want and we need to review that strategy. Or it could also be because somebody said, hey, they need some attention. It can build that strategy. Around October 24, we started to adopt GPTs to be able to create a really personalized tone for every single one of the clients. Now, what that meant is that we could actually speak to these GPTs to understand the right tone, the right voice, and the right strategies for the clients. Cleo is going to bring all that into one flow. So if you just imagine the content plan gets created, Cleo gets to work on the content. Every single thing that we do throughout the entire process, though, always has human oversight. Every campaign and every single strategy we put together, every content plan, a human reviews and makes refinements and improvements. The same thing will be with Cleo. The content gets created, a human reviews it. And the next step for Cleo is the ability to then be able to upload it to the website so it actually fits within that design. That will free up our team's time to be less focused on repetitive, monotonous work where they will not understand the client as well as AI will with all the context and all the knowledge it has, but then be able to look at clients not performing as well and really focus on a strategy and what they need to do to then get the tools to help them deliver. And that's going to be an absolute game changer, and we think it's going to make a real difference. Then moving forward within the Lead Gen PPC product, we've been experimenting quietly in the background for the last 4 to 5 months of what happens when we include a couple of SEO components into the product. What happens when the quality of the content on the website is better? What happens when we optimize some of the website's conversion rate to get better performance? Well, as you would expect, the performance improves, which means these clients that have had some PPC work and SEO work have had better performance. Our Platinum product, although it offered the website part of it, it needed the SEO content. So I'm really happy to share that within the Platinum product, we'll be able to do some SEO components as well as PPC, making it a truly, truly great value for money product. But all the businesses we work with will get the best value they can and an increased chance of success. And given that our mission is to increase the chance of success for small businesses, is very tightly aligned with that mission we have as a business.
Voyager was initially designed to be an outbound automated email and comms tool for new prospects that could be a good fit for SEO and Smart Sites. The tool works by finding relevant prospects across the UK. Each of those clients then goes through a process of data enrichment where we find out about the business, from contact details to technical information about their website to local competitor information, all pulled from a range of sources. We then compile a lead leakage report, which is an analysis of their digital business and areas where it may not be fully optimized, and compare them against local competitors who may have an advantage over them. All of this information is then pulled together to generate a hyper-personalized sequence of emails that are sent to the prospects over the course of weeks/months, in the hope that they'll eventually respond to the outreach. Whilst currently paused, we are hoping to use Voyager in other areas of the business to gather and use more intel on our existing or newly onboarded clients to further enhance their performance. The auto tracking tool has 2 main features: the setup of new clients tracking and the monitoring of existing clients. When a new client comes on board, the tool runs an audit of the client's website, picking up on any CTAs that they have on their site, and gives them an overall strength based on a range of factors, like how many CTAs in the first fold, or any numbers not clickable, how long the forms are, and the location of them. All of this information then goes into building the GTM containers and mapping key events for GA4 and ads. Then the tool goes about creating a new GA4 account, GTM account, and implements the newly created container. From here, it then links all the pieces together, adding GA4 measurement IDs to GTM linking GA4 to Google Ads, and setting up the client search console. Once the tool has finished the setup, one of the team goes in and makes sure they're happy with everything, making tweaks where necessary and publishing the changes. Once the client is in the client base, they then have their website tested every day by the health monitoring tool. This checks whether they have GTM GA4 present on their site, then tests the CTAs on the site to make sure that they're all set up correctly. If there are any issues, it flags them to the team for them to be able to fix changes and monitor accordingly.
Curating SEO content takes a lot of moving parts. Client briefs, content strategies, multiple page types, team reviews, revisions and uploads, all coordinated across different tools and people. It works, but it takes time, and as we grow, the demand on that process grows with it. The more clients we take on, the more that the coordination compounds. Strategies built manually, pages written one by one, docs passed back and forth for edits. Upload processes handled separately. Every step adds hours, and those hours add up across every single client, every single month. There had to be a more efficient way to do this at scale. Cleo is our internal AI-powered content engine, built end-to-end for the way our business actually works. It starts with onboarding. When a new client comes in, Cleo pulls in their information, automatically builds a full SEO content strategy tailored to their services, location, and goals. No manual planning, no spreadsheets, just a structured, ready-to-execute content plan. From there, content generation kicks in. Cleo writes every page, blogs, location pages, service pages, FAQs, home pages, and much more, using the right AI model for each content type, enriched with internal links, SEO refinement, and clients' own background knowledge. The content team then has everything in one place to review and refine. Edit requests go straight back into Cleo, which processes the feedback through AI and returns a polished version in seconds. On average, each piece goes through 3 edits, and Cleo handles every round without dropping context. Once the content is approved, Cleo prepares fully structured HTML, complete with meta titles and descriptions, ready for upload. It finds the right template, builds the page, and updates Monday.com automatically, keeping the whole team aligned without anyone having to chase a status. The result is a content operation that scales with us, faster turnaround for clients, consistent quality across every page, and a team that can focus on strategy and relationships, not admin and coordination. What used to take multiple people across multiple tools now runs through one system, built by us, for us.
This tool automatically turns the generated content into fully built, production-ready web pages that match each client's existing website style and design. Instead of creating pages manually, the tool works by looking at the live pages on the client's site and understanding how they are all put together, including the layout, sections, and visual styling. It then rebuilds that structure behind the scenes and swaps in the new content, placing it into the appropriate sections so the final page looks like it was created natively for that site. Throughout this process, the tool organizes the content, applies consistent formatting, and ensures everything fits correctly within the page layout. It also checks the page before uploading, cleaning up any inconsistencies and making sure that the output meets a consistent standard. Once complete, the page is automatically sent to WordPress, where it can then be reviewed, cleaned, and standardized before being published. Overall, the tool removes much of the manual effort involved in building pages, making the process faster and more scalable while still maintaining a consistent look and feel across all client websites.
When we first started working in the local SEO world, it was very much focused on maps. So that was optimizing a Google Business Profile, that was scheduling content through the Google Business Profile, and that was really what could we do to improve the rankings inside the Google Business Profile. And because Google Business Profiles are very local based, hence the local SEO. However, as technology communication has evolved, we realized that actually we needed to do a bit more. So we launched the local SEO product, moved away from the purely maps product to do a lot more website work, which we knew would have an impact on the local rankings in the Google My Business page map section, as well as their website organically ranking locally. And that was good, and that was the right thing to do at that time. Over many years, we've been in a position where we can really service and support those local businesses that want to be found locally. But when we looked at our base of 3,000-4,000 clients that we're supporting, we realized that around 66% of them were regional businesses. Our enterprise SEO product is able to support those bigger enterprise businesses that typically target more nationally. What we needed were just 3 core components, 3 core areas, 3 core pillars to be able to work that out. The first one was content. But hold on, Our local SEO team does content and it does it incredibly well, and they're so passionate about that. So tick. Then we needed to nail UX, UI, and CRO. The Smart Sites team have been doing this for just over a year, and they can't wait to get into something a bit more creative and challenging and thinking bigger and working at bigger scales. Tick. That left us with links. We have this enterprise SEO team that has incredible experience, and we also have really great partners we can work with to help create those backlinks to websites that have high authority. So we actually have what is needed in order to develop and build that product. So we did, and it will now be available. And it also helps us with that price range that we really wanted to address. The local SEO product goes up to around $399. The enterprise product starts at around £1,200. We needed something in the middle, which is why we've launched some products now, 3 different ones that start from around $549 and go up to around $849, giving us a full suite of products to help all the businesses we possibly can inside of SEO. And with technology, that means we can only do that better visibility, better understanding. And in the world of AI, in the world of LLMs, with Google just this week in Google I/O announcing the biggest change to search box in 25 years, it is obviously important that we can help those clients stay relevant, be found, where obviously AI plays a really big role, along with traditional SEO, which is going nowhere. They're coming together, and we need to meet the moment and deliver the two. So I'm really happy to have local SEO, we're going to call it Growth SEO, out there in the market for us to be able to help even more businesses increase their chance of success in this incredibly competitive market.
Say Hello and Say Hello analytics processes have been developed and expanded to allow for easier setups of analytics and referrals of Say Hello for all departments that add people. Our volume of Say Hello trials started is growing at an increasing rate, as well as the number of lead gen and local clients that have Say Hello analytics in place. Over the last year, Smart Sites has continued to develop into a much more complete website solution for our clients. The product is built around giving clients a simple, professional, and conversion-focused website that supports the work we are already doing across areas like lead generation, local SEO, and Say Hello. Rather than just sending traffic to a site and hoping it performs, SmartSite gives us more control over the full journey from the advert through to the website and into the inquiry. So far, we're focused on building sites that are quick to launch, easy for clients to understand, and designed around the key actions that matter, such as calls, forms, and bookings. We've also continued to improve the process behind the scenes, from the way sites are built to how they're reviewed, updated, and then handed over to the clients. We're already starting to see the impact of this, with the new Nova template achieving a 6% conversion rate across lead gen clients, and local SEO and Smart Site clients sitting at an average conversion rate of 7%. Looking ahead, there are a few key areas we are now moving into. The first is e-commerce. We're starting to explore Shopify sites so we can support clients who want to sell products online rather than just to generate leads. This will allow Smart Sites to support a wide range of businesses with simple online stores, product pages, and secure checkout options. Later into H2, the aim is to build this into a more structured e-commerce offering that works alongside our marketing activity and gives clients a straightforward, sales-focused website solution. The second thing we're looking at is performance. This is becoming a bigger focus because ultimately clients care about whether the website is helping them get more inquiries and better results. So we'll be looking more closely at conversion rate, site speed, user behavior, and how the website supports overall campaign performance. Final area is UX and UI. As part of the new SEO product, we're starting to look at how Smart Sites can support the user experience and design side of a client's existing website. This means making sure pages are not only technically sound, but also clear, easy to use, and built in a way that helps visitors take action. Overall, the focus for Smart Sites this year is to keep improving the quality of the product, make the sites more performance-led, and expand what we can offer clients as their needs also grow.
Say Hello Analytics is rolled out this year, being set up as part of the Lead Gen trials onboarding process. This allows our account managers to see accurate conversion data for their clients from the start of their trial, without a client needing to pass the 10 to 20 inquiries per month criteria to have full Say Hello. Say Hello Analytics has so far proven effective. Plans to develop this side of Say Hello further in the coming months, with unconfirmed developments being greater compatibility with existing phone systems, an upgrade to the reporting page, and the use of G-Clid, and pushing sales qualified leads back into GA4. We've found a positive correlation between clients with Say Hello Analytics during their trials and conversion rates. Data collected so far shows that clients with SEO analytics in place during their trial have a 55 to 65% conversion rate, versus those without SEO analytics during their trial have a 35 to 45% conversion rate. We see the same positive correlation between owning more of a client's funnel and the chance of them converting from a trial. It is now being increasingly used by the whole department as a means of finding accurate data for calls and form submissions generated by a campaign. The optimization process now reviews SEO analytics data to quickly determine if a client's GTM is overfiring. It allows for any disputes of accuracy of conversion tracking to be settled quickly, allowing for client-AM relationships to progress with less friction. The SEO floating widget has also proven an effective improvement for clients' conversion rates. Data is still being collected, it is still early, but so far, in some cases we have seen double inquiry rate per website visitor. Thomas Luck also developed an incredibly useful SEO roadmap call tool, which provides a useful assessment on the impact SEO has had on a user's day-to-day, and conversions of new customers during their time trialing the platform. Since January, we have begun focusing heavily on SEO trials and converting users into rec rev. We recently changed the trial period to 1 month due to clients seeing value consistently sooner than we originally anticipated. We have plans to develop SEO further this year, with additional features and functions to benefit users of the platform and improve the value provided during trial. Overall, we now have a strong and steadily growing volume of referrals to trial SEO and a growing percentage of clients on SEO or SEO analytics.
So you've heard so much today, and I hope you've taken away a lot of value. The team had some amazing releases, and they've shared those release notes with you today of what we've done in the last 12 months. I hope you can agree that it's something we should be really proud of, that whilst we're doing our normal core day-to-day work, simultaneously the team continues month after month to innovate and find new ways to get better performance for our clients. Equally, although we're working on the day-to-day, we also have a really exciting plan of what comes next. What the team is now working on with the new products that are coming out, with the new tools that we are building, I feel like it's a good tip of the iceberg of the things we're working on. There are so many other projects that we have in the pipeline that we have not yet started, and we don't yet know if we'll be able to advance fast enough to be able to start them, which is why we're not sharing them. However, if the last 18 months are anything to go by, it's incredibly possible that in next year's ProductOS update, we'll share even more of what we have done than what we've told you today. I just want to take a moment to, first of all, thank our clients for giving us the space to come to work, giving us a purpose to come to work, which is to help them with their lives, to make their businesses better, to give them a chance to succeed. And we take that responsibility truly to heart and do the best that we can with it. But I would say even more so, it's the team, the great people that work with us every single day. Whether you've been here for 3 months or 18 years, Dave, the value you bring every single day to our business is just unbelievable. And I think when you reflect back on your time in the future and think about all that you have achieved, all you have been part of, this will be some of the most important time of your career. We're really driven by our mission to increase the chance of success for small businesses. We're living at an incredibly exciting time of innovation. We're also living at a time of confusion. AI should be an enabler. It should be a force multiplier. Somebody who is great should be 10 times as great. And our clients should take all the benefit of it, as well as our team. We've got so much more to come and so much more to share. We hope you enjoy seeing what we ship. We hope to get lots of great feedback. And I want to thank you for the time you've given us today to listen to what it is that we're doing, why we're doing it, and I really believe it will make a difference. Thank you.